To combat workforce shortages in our state, the Department of Commerce is offering relocation grants for moving and housing expenses. Relocation can be a significant barrier to people who are wanting new jobs. This can be especially damaging if the industry already faces workforce shortages. Employers can receive up to $5,000 in matching funds for each eligible new hire. That means if a company contributes $5,000 toward a worker's relocation, the state will match it.
So this is a really great way for us to determine what is the best way for employers to engage and become competitive in a national and global market for talent.
The applications are open until June 20th of 2027. Information to apply can be found on our website.